In previous part, we have studied about the different types of blood corpuscles, that is RBC, WBC, platelets, their functions and other descriptions. Now, in today's class, we are going to study the mechanism of blood clotting, the different terms related to it, as well as we have to study Rh factor. So, we have to study here, that is the clotting of blood. Clotting of blood. Clotting of blood. Now, it is also termed as the coagulation of blood. That is coagulation of blood. Now we have studied that it is the blood platelets that initiate the process of blood clotting or coagulation of blood clotting. Now when our body part get injured, the blood tends to squeeze out, tends to come out of the body. Then platelets initiates the process of blood clotting and prevents excessive loss of blood, as well as it prevents entry of germs through that cut part. Now what is it? The formation of solid plug-like structure at the site of injury to prevent excessive loss of blood is called clotting of blood or blood clotting. Now student, we see here that in normal condition inside our body there is an anticoagulant substance, natural anticoagulant, as the name suggests, anticoagulant, that is against coagulation of blood, that is heparin, which is produced in liver and prevents clotting of blood inside the body or inside the blood vessel. So we write here, that is a natural anticoagulant substance is present in the blood, This is heparin. Question is asked in objective, and it is formed in liver. So this type of question is asked in objective part. So in normal condition the blood does not clot inside the body. Now then we see that how does this mechanism take place. At the site of injury, the injured blood platelets start to produce a chemical substance that is called thrombokinase, thromboplastin. It is also known as Stuart factor or factor X. This chemical acts as an enzyme catalyst, and in the presence of calcium ion, now it converts inactive prothrombin into active thrombin. Thrombin further acts as a catalyst enzyme and converts soluble fibrinogen protein into insoluble fibrin network. And finally, in the maze of the fibrin network, the blood corpuscles get trapped and it forms the solid plug-like structure. Through this part, the blood cannot squeeze out further. But at the time of clotting, when fibrinogen is utilized, the platelet corpuscles are trapped, then the plasma part without fibrinogen squeezes out, and that is termed as serum. So serum is the blood plasma without fibrinogen. So if write its mechanism, that is mechanism of blood clotting. So just it is taking place in 4 steps. You can write it in paragraph or you can write it in the form of equation like you see. That is, it is easier to learn. Injured platelets. Injured platelets release thrombokinase. Thrombokinase. Its other names are thromboplastin, Stuart factor or factor X. So these are the other names. Now as we have studied here that thrombokinase acts as an enzyme catalyst and it converts inactive prothrombin. Prothrombin is also soluble protein present in blood plasma and it is produced in the liver. So this is inactive. Now thrombokinase acts as catalyst and in the presence of calcium ion, now it converts it into active thrombin. Now it becomes active, which further acts on fibrinogen, which is soluble protein in the blood plasma, and again this one acts as catalyst enzyme and converts fibrinogen into fibrin, which is insoluble. And as the name suggests, fibrin means it is a type of fibers, thread like structures, and then finally in the fibrin mesh here blood corpuscles like mainly RBC and platelets, not the WBC, because WBC squeeze out through the fine pores by making pseudopodia. So RBC and platelets will form clot. So in this 4 step you can finally explain the mechanism of blood clotting. Clear, student? Now we have further studied here, that is around the clot a straw colored liquid, that is the plasma, squeeze out, which does not contain fibrinogen. In that case that liquid is known as serum. So the plasma squeezing out around clot which does not contain fibrinogen, fibrinogen is now known as serum. So in short we can say that serum is the blood plasma without fibrinogen. Clear, student? Now further we see here that in case of blood clotting, now suppose the questions are asked. Some questions are asked like name the mineral required for blood clotting. Like the questions are asked. Mineral required for blood clotting. This is calcium, or we can say calcium ion. Mineral required or mineral element required, then it is calcium. One more question is asked, that vitamin required for blood clotting, and this is vitamin K. Vitamin K is required for the process of formation of prothrombin in the liver. So these are the 2 questions asked. Now students, as we have studied that there is natural anticoagulant substance heparin. Now it is said that if we remove the fibrin part, that is the after conversion of fibrinogen into fibrin, if we remove fibrin part from the blood, then it will be known as defibrinated blood. Like you see, that is here the term is defibrinated blood. And this is termed as, now this is not only the blood plasma, but it is the blood, so blood without fibrinogen or fibrin, means with except fibrinogen or fibrin, it will contain all the components of blood. Now it will be red colored. And how can it be obtained? Now suppose when we take blood, fresh blood in a test tube, now there are cellular components in it, Now suppose in this blood, if we take a fine twig and constantly stir it, then in that case the process of clotting will start. Fibrinogen will convert into fibrin, and fibrin will get entangled, whirled around the twig. As a result, the fibrinogen or fibrin will get deposited over it, and then the remaining part of the blood will be left behind. Suppose here, that is in that case only fibrin part is removed. In that case, now suppose you take fresh blood, then this will contain the blood without fibrinogen. Clear, student? So this is called defibrinated blood. Now students, it is often said that blood sometimes clot inside the blood vessels also. Now it may be that is the blood clots when platelets passes over the rough surface inside the blood vessel, like on the surface of cholesterol deposition. In that case also platelets get damaged and initiates blood clotting. In that case it is especially known as thrombosis. Again remember student, if we say coagulation of blood, then we say that clotting of blood at the site of injury, that is when blood flows out and it forms clot, plug-like structure, obstruction to prevent excessive loss of blood. But if the blood clots inside the blood vessel due to injury of platelets on passing over rough cholesterol surface or rough surface inside the blood vessel, then this is called thrombosis. So if the question is asked, that is differentiate between coagulation of blood and thrombosis, then there is major difference. Coagulation of blood, that is clotting of blood at the site of injured part of the body to prevent excessive loss of blood, and thrombosis, the clotting of blood inside the blood vessel. Clotting of blood inside the blood vessel, when platelets get damaged on passing over rough cholesterol surface is now known as thrombosis. The most common example is the coronary thrombosis. Coronary thrombosis means when the blood clotting takes place in the branch of coronary artery, when platelets get damaged on passing over rough cholesterol surface, that is if cholesterol gets deposited on the inner wall of the blood vessel. The surface becomes rough, blood vessel become narrow, and platelets while passing over them gets damaged and initiate blood clotting. If this clotting takes place in a smaller branch of coronary artery, then a smaller portion of heart muscles will not get oxygenated blood. It appears as mild chest pain, that is the mild heart attack. But if the clotting takes place in the major branch of coronary artery, in that case the major part of heart muscles will be affected, that is called major heart attack. And in that case the surgery, that is also termed as bypass surgery, is done to prevent damage from the thrombosis. Now coronary thrombosis is also termed as myocardial infarction, and in common terms it is said that is the heart attack, also termed as heart attack. So this is called thrombosis. So now students, you are able to distinguish between coronary that is thrombosis and coagulation of blood. It will be easier for you to distinguish between the two. Now one more thing student, that is known as here, that is blood blister. Sometimes you have often observed that due to sharp injury or pinch, the blood clot inside the body without puncturing the skin, it turns black. Now this is called blood blister, that is clotting of blood inside the body without puncturing of skin, is called blood blister due to sharp injury or pinch, is known as blood blister. So this takes place in our daily life. Many times we get injured. Sometimes our fingers or any part gets pressed in any part. Then this process takes place. Clear, student? So this is the topic of blood clotting. We have again studied that what is the significance of blood clotting. Then we have studied 2 points. It prevents excessive loss of blood from the body, and second, it prevents entry of germs through that cut part of the body. Now student, we have to study here about the blood group, blood transfusion. Now what is blood transfusion? Sometimes we have often seen that is due to the injury, accident or surgical operations, the patient requires blood to be injected, because due to injury, due to accident or the surgical operation, the large amount of blood gets lost from the body. To maintain the normal osmotic pressure, normal concentration, it is required to be injected by taking out the blood from the healthy person. Now this is known as blood transfusion. So this is blood transfusion. That is, just we have discussed that it is the process of injecting blood into the body of patient, the process of injecting blood in the body of patient, suffering from excessive loss of blood, of blood. So we have seen here that is due to surgical operation, or in case of surgical operation or accidents, the blood gets lost from body. So it is required to be injected by taking out from the body of healthy person. Now the blood from the vein of the healthy person is taken out, it is stored, and then it is injected in the vein of the required person, patient. But if the blood has to be transfused, then the donor, that is from which it is taken, and the recipient, that is in the body of which the blood is injected, should have matching type of blood. That is, they should be compatible. And on the basis of that is, how will they be compatible? It is decided by the blood group. Now, so we have to study here, that is the blood group. Blood group. Now we see here, that is on the surface of RBC, a special type of protein is found, that is called antigen. So on the surface of RBC, a special type of protein that is also termed as antigen is present, and antibody is present in plasma. So in normal condition, the antigen, that is the natural component, is present on the RBC, and antibody is present in the blood plasma. On the basis of this part, antigen, the blood is classified. So this is called blood group. Now, it was Karl Landsteiner who gave blood grouping. The most common type of blood group is ABO system. That is, on the basis of antigen present or absent on RBC, the blood is divided in four groups. Now here, a student, this classification is studied as ABO system. ABO system of blood grouping. Now we will study here about this classification and how is the blood transfusion taking place. So we can study it in comparative way, like you see. Suppose we are going to study ABO system. Now we are making here column. First of all, blood group. Now the type of antigen present on the surface of RBC, the antibody present in the blood plasma. Now this is the blood group. Now how is the compatibility taking place? So first of all, you can write here, that is the blood group A, B, AB and O. There are four blood groups. If the blood group is A, then it will have antigen A, blood group B, antigen B, and if the blood group is AB, it will have antigen A as well as antigen B. And here is the O. O, 0, nil, means it will have no antigen on the surface of RBC. Now if we have blood antigen A, then the another type of antibody will be present in our body, such that other than this type of protein, if enters in the body, then the natural antibody present in blood plasma will fight against it. So it will be NTB. So if we have to write antibody, we'll write like this. Antigen is written in capital letters here, and antibody will be written like this, NTB. Now, if the blood group is B, antigen B, so the antibody will be NTA against another type. If blood group is AB, it will have no antibody because both kinds of natural antigens are present on the surface of RBC. If the blood group is A, then it has both types of antibodies. So this is the type of blood group. Now we have to study here in continuity, that is compatibility. So can donate to and can receive from. So we can classify like this. If the blood group is A, so blood is transfused in compatibility to those parts, those patients whose blood group will contain that type of antigen. Like if the blood group A, then it can donate blood to A as well as to AB because both of them contain antigen A. Blood group B can donate blood to B and AB. Blood group AB can donate blood to AB only, and the blood group O can donate blood to all of them, A, B, AB and O. Hence, blood group O is known as universal donor. Blood group O, universal donor. That is, it can donate blood to all of them. Now, can receive from. So blood group A can receive blood from A and O. B can receive blood from B and O. And AB can receive blood from A, B, AB and O. Hence, AB, blood group AB is known as AB, universal recipient. Universal recipient. Now, blood group O can take blood from only person having blood group O. So this is the compatibility. Now O is universal donor. It can donate blood to any person. But students, we see medically, that is, in normal condition, we always tend to donate blood, transfuse blood of the same type of blood group. 100% compatibility. O is used in emergency condition because even if it is given to A, there is anti-B, anti-A. So anti-A will kill the antigen A. If it is given to blood group B, anti-B will kill the antigen B. So in that case, there will be some harmful effect. But again, the concept is that something is better than nothing. That is, some part, the amount of blood donated or transfused will take part in the reaction. But the other major components will be provided available to the patient. As a result, it will be beneficial. So, blood group O is used in emergency condition. Now, this is about the blood group or its compatibility, transfusion. Now, a student, one more term here used about the blood transfusion, and here the term is agglutination. Agglutination. Now, what is it? Suppose unmatched type of blood transfusion takes place. Incompatible blood transfusion takes place. Then in between the blood of donor and recipient, antigen antibody reaction take place, and the RBC of the two blood groups will clump together, reducing oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. That may be fatal also. So this is the clumping of RBC of donor, of blood of donor and recipient in case of incompatible blood transfusion is known as agglutination. And this phenomenon, since RBC of the two blood groups clump together, it reduces surface area, it reduces oxygen carrying capacity of the blood, then this is termed as agglutination. Now we have to study the second most important grouping of blood, that is on the basis of a kind of protein present in blood plasma, that is known as Rh factor. Rh factor is the short form abbreviation of rhesus factor. Now what is it? It was again discovered by Karl Landsteiner. Now, who observed that there is a kind of protein found in the rhesus monkey, the common Indian species of monkey, the rhesus monkey, in which it was discovered, and it is found that it is present in blood plasma of almost every person. Now, you have often heard or used the term the blood group A positive, B positive, or negative. The blood group AB, OAB was on the basis of type of antigen present on the surface of RBC, and the presence or absence of Rh factor protein makes it positive or negative. So presence of Rh factor makes blood group positive, and its absence makes blood group negative. So now in normal condition, just we have discussed that it is found present in blood plasma of almost every person. So the negative blood group is a rare case, and the main problem arises at the time of blood transfusion, because we need compatibility of Rh factor. So there must be the type of blood group, and as well as it should be negative. Like if a patient has blood group A negative, then the donor should have blood group A as well as it should be negative. Because if an Rh negative person receives Rh positive blood, in that case its blood gets sensitized, antibodies produced against it, and then it will become harmful for the patient. The most common effect of Rh factor is studied in case of pregnancy. Like a student you see, that is, suppose an Rh negative woman, that is the mother, conceives Rh positive child, that is, suppose its husband is having positive blood group and the mother is having negative blood group. So if an Rh negative woman conceives Rh positive child from husband due to its positive blood group, in that case the first pregnancy will be normal. Now in the meantime, its immune system gets sensitized and it produces anti-Rh factor. Now the problem arises when the second pregnancy takes place. That is, if the female conceives Rh positive child second time, then already present anti-Rh factor will fight against the Rh factor, and it will lead to the abortion. It will lead to the death of the embryo, and that will lead to the abortion. So second pregnancy will not be possible. Clear, students? So this was all about the blood group and its classification. Now in next part we will study about the heart, its structure and other factors. Clear, student? Okay.